Title reads, I reached out to a guy I casually hooked up with months ago, and he told me he's now seeing someone exclusively, feeling embarrassed. Well, there's no worse emotion for a woman than feeling embarrassed, so she's probably hurting right now. She says, a few months ago, a 25-year-old female, had a very intense one-night thing with a guy who's 32, who I've known for a while. So it's just a one-night thing. The guy probably put it down as a fun experience and didn't really think much of it afterwards. But you do hear that once a woman has sex with a guy, you know, he becomes attached to her. She really feels it much more deeper on some kind of level, which is why I don't think women should be sleeping around too much because, their feelings get all wrapped up and they get hurt. And that's not what we want. We want happy women and happy men. Now, the guy left happy, she left arguably heartbroken. He wanted to repeat it back then. He tried to come back and see each other for multiple times, even though I was pretty clear. Pretty clear about what? Pretty clear about you not wanting anything long term with him or not wanting to sleep with him again. Then he has absolutely every right to sleep with you once. Okay, she doesn't want to see me again. Maybe my dick game wasn't too good. I'm going to go and find a girl who appreciates my dick game. And now she's regretting. Now she's like, oh no, this guy's found a new girl now, and now I want him back. They say, people want what they can't have. Now, if this guy wasn't with someone else, she probably wouldn't be as interested in mending things with this guy. She continues, but I turned it down because I wasn't in a place for something casual and the dynamic felt too intense for me. Okay, so it's a bit more context there. So I take back what I said a little bit here. So it sounds like she wanted something long term, not something casual. So maybe he said something on the day or while they were sleeping together, like, oh yeah, this was fun, let's continue to do this, but I'm not looking for something long term. But that makes me think, well, why did you sleep with him in the first place then? Because it must have been very clear then that you wanted just something casual. Hey, maybe he was attractive, maybe you wanted to just have a bit of fun, but your words and your actions aren't quite matching here. But the dynamic felt too intense. I don't know what she means by intense. Intense could mean multiple things. Was he just a bit of a dangerous guy? Was he extremely steamy in the bedroom? Or was it intense in that he was just a bit too full on in his personality? And all he wanted from me was something casual. Hey, look, at least he was honest about it from the start, so you can't, tell him off for that. He was very clear he wanted something casual. You still slept with him, even though he said he wanted casual, and now you've changed the rules of engagement. Now you want something more longer term, probably because after having sex with him, you felt more of a connection, and now you got all goo goo gaga over him, and yeah, that's what happens. Fast forward to now, out of curiosity, I reached out to him again since I feel more relaxed for a casual hookup. Surely you guys follow each other on social media because you said you've known him for quite a long time. So I'm sure you probably would have saw photos of him and his woman. So maybe you're just kind of being a bit cheeky here. He's found someone else. You're like, oh my god, no, I want to win him back, and now you're sliding into his DMs. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you had no idea he was dating someone else. So now she feels more relaxed for a casual hookup. We don't know why she's come to this realization. Maybe she's gone on multiple dates and it hasn't gone well. Now she's just like, oh, I just want to sleep with a guy I feel more comfortable with. But yeah, casual hookups is never a good idea, guys. Arguably, it's not even a good idea for men either. I think men and women are better together, especially in a committed long-term relationship. Call me old-fashioned, but I've always been happier in a long-term relationship with someone you love than just mindlessly having sex with women where there's no long-term future, even though it is a lot of fun. I've also been casually dating with other people simultaneously. Uh-oh. Okay. Nothing too dramatic. And maybe we could repeat it after all kind of message. So that's what she sent to him. Um, so she said nothing too dramatic. Well, it is quite dramatic to be sleeping with multiple men, and that's going to have a toll on you physically and mentally possibly. And it kind of shows you though, sleeping with multiple men doesn't fill that void, especially you have the hots of someone else. You know, some women might end things with their previous partner of like 3, 4 years. They think, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go crazy and make up for those lost years of only sleeping with one guy. I'm going to sleep with multiple men now, and then they realize it's quite void and meaningless, and then they pine for the guy they arguably threw to the curb. I know this is a bit different because this guy apparently only wanted something casual, but still, it's still going to create the same feelings for her. So yeah, she sent a message. Maybe we could repeat it after all in regards to having sex. She's got all excited now, all these sexual experiences. Hope she hasn't picked up anything from those experiences and doesn't want to share that with this guy. He replied politely and said he also remembered that night and still curious what could have happened. Also, he's kind of teasing her a little bit there. I don't think he should be saying that if he's in a committed relationship with someone. I think he should have just cut it straight there, saying, "Oh yeah, appreciate you reaching out, but I've actually met someone else. I wish you all the best." I said that, so I'm currently in a relationship, and a girl from my past hit me up, and that's the message I sent to her, and she just hearted it. I think she was a bit hurt that I found someone else. But it's the polite way and the right way to do it because you're respecting your current partner. But that he's now seeing someone exclusively and wanted to be transparent. Good for him. I responded nicely. He thanked me for understanding that was that. Oh, that must hurt her a lot because women hate competition. Actually, I take that back. Women like competition and it makes them pine for that guy more. If a guy has multiple options, especially if a guy's in a relationship, the girls sometimes get more hots for that guy because he's been in a relationship. And there's been uh, experiences in my life when I'm in a relationship with someone, I notice I get more attention from women. And I know a lot of guys have said the same about that as well. It's a weird way of how it happens, but it's inter dating competition that you see in play there. But yeah, that's going to ramp up her desire for this guy. It's gone from just wanting sex to possibly thinking about, oh, I actually want to be in a relationship with this guy long term because he now has someone else. Because if a girl likes a guy enough to be in a long term relationship with him, the other girl's thinking, oh, this guy must be a good choice. It must be a good selection. If this girl's kind of vetted him and wants to be with him long term, he must be a good guy. So I want to kind of swoop in and also get some of that good stuff as well. Final paragraph. And now I feel weirdly stung, question mark. Not devastated, just this mix of ego, timing frustration, and why did I even message him again kind of anxiety, embarrassment. So let's talk about the embarrassment. Yeah, women feel embarrassment about these types of things. They don't want to be embarrassed when it comes to men picking other women and men thinking badly of them. So I understand that. Timing frustration, again, it just didn't really fit her time scale. She says she wanted something more with this guy, but I feel like maybe that wasn't the case. Maybe when they did hook up for that casual fling, maybe she said certain things that turned the guy off, that made the guy think, hey, I don't think this girl does want something long term with me. And that's why he ended up dating other women on the side. And the ego thing, yeah, women have an ego, men have an ego. To know that this guy chose this other girl to be exclusive with, but not her, that's gonna hurt because it just shows that this other woman has something more than what she had. And she's like, what? Why would she choose? Why would he choose her over me? And she'll start comparing herself, like, oh, this bitch is much more chubbier than me. This bitch wears a wig while I have natural hair. Stuff like that. This is the thing. The inter dating competition that this is going through this girl's head. If we had met again when reached out and he told me after a few dates that he was seeing someone else, I would have felt way worse, and maybe it's for the best. Yeah. Again, it's gonna really hurt her, like it would hurt a guy. Like from a guy's point of view, if I was dating a girl and she was dating someone else and she chose the other guy over me, yeah, that would hurt. But my mindset would be like, well, this girl wasn't right for me then. I wish them all the best. I'm gonna find someone who's crazy about me. I don't think a lot of girls have that mindset. They'll think about it for forever and keep comparing themselves to this other girl when really she should just say, hey, it wasn't right. We weren't the right connection. I'm gonna find a guy who's crazy about me and go from there. That's the healthy way to go about it. She ends it by saying, "Still, part of me feels dumb for reopening that door at all. Do you think I look too desperate from his perspective?" Like, she's still like overthinking about how she is perceived by this guy. Just move on. Find a guy who's crazy about you and cut out this casual hookup culture. Like, really spend time with one guy. Don't date multiple men, date one guy. Spend some time and see if you can create a proper long term connection with that guy instead of just sleeping with random guys at bars. You're not going to find the good guys through that. But no, I wish her all the best. But yeah, I think this is more like an ego thing over actually really caring about this guy. I don't think this guy is right for you. I don't think you really like him as much as you say you do. It's all about that ego and wanting to have that self confidence because you're always going to be comparing yourself to other women, and comparison's the thief of joy. So just focus on yourself and find a good guy. All right, girls, find a good guy who can be with long term instead of these bad boys who like to sleep around. I don't think they're ever going to listen to that advice, but I'll throw it out there anyway. That's all, guys. Cheers. See ya.
Knocked out Raider. Over there.